It says we're offline.
Doesn't say that now. So there we go. Okay, I think we are up and rocking. We got a lot of shit to cover today. One is John Wayne. I'm gonna have my say in this shit, and it's we got a YouTube update, and so let's just get this thing done. Canine Lover's on here. I reached out to him today, but go ahead, tell him.
You wouldn't believe what in the hell happened to us today. The breeder, we've talked about her on here before, Angelic. She called on this morning while we were having our first cup of coffee. And I think both of us thought that she was ready for Warrior to come over. She's wanting to breed Warrior with one of her females. And so I saw Don take the phone and walk out of here. And I was sort of eavesdropping. I could hear a little bit. And he came in here with the look on his face. She had a puppy, a black lab, with a long-ass pedigree, just like Warrior. And we went and got him. But there's a catch. He has a, what's it called? Swimming.
He's a swimmer.
He's a swimmer.
I know most people do not know what that is because we didn't either. So this is not a good thing. I mean, that dog's life is in our hands here. But go ahead.
When you Google a swimmer puppy, all kinds of shit comes up and it'll terrify you. It'll scare you. But this lady's very nice. She's very trustworthy. She is big into the AKC. She's been a breeder for a long time. And she says that actually, especially in labs, that swimmers are not that uncommon. And that she has had several before. And she said it normally happens in smaller litters, like when you just have 1 or 2, 3 puppies. And they can just nurse and nurse and nurse. You know, when you have a big litter, everybody's sort of fighting for a tit to get lunch. But these are usually puppies that, you know, the mama sleeps with them at night and they just eat and eat and eat and get fat and lazy. You go ahead.
We were just watching Warrior out here. Coda does it. They'll lay out on all fours. Their hind legs are behind them. Their arms are out. They nurse that way. They feed that way. They've got a tit in their mouth the whole time. We thought he was going to be really fat. And he's not. That's kind of the creepy part. But he won't come out of that. He swims. If he wants to pull himself across the carpet, and right now, by God, got to do something about it. The pup is 8.5 weeks old. Warrior was already sitting and staying and retrieving at 8.5 weeks old. But he doesn't walk. And so there's very little time to do it. The problem that I see now, what really shocked me this morning, was when I picked him up, his chest is flat. Because he is just laid like this. And first to say, she didn't jump on that. I guess the female in the bunch got over it at 7 weeks, but he has not. And so there's a couple of tricks. We've been doing some studying. You know, there's no trick to it. Shits, pisses where it lays, like that, pulls itself across the carpet. And why don't you go ahead and get him?
We got on the internet and we did a lot of research, and they're talking about all kinds of massages. They're talking about sort of using special tape to sort of tape their legs out in front and stuff. So Don has already made, for lack of a better word, a sling, and threw a big thing around the rafters so that he's just sort of cradled in that thing and forces him to put his front feet out. So we only got home a couple of hours ago, so it is our mission to work with this puppy every day as long and as much as we can and see if we can make a difference. If not, unfortunately, the only other thing is to put the puppy down. And I think that we were sort of her last ditch effort. She really likes Don. She knows that Don's good with dogs, and so she called him and pretty much said, "Can you help me out?"
Well, it's ours. If there's any putting down to do, it's now on us.
So this is Bear.
Sniper.
He looks like a big. He looks like a big bear. He is the most beautiful thing, and I don't think we have very good light in here, so you can't see how shimmery his coat is. But he's just like holding a stuffed teddy bear. He's the sweetest thing. And I don't know, can you see his face?
Now he's about sleeping now. That is a lively animal. I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's barking at
just
Warrior.
playing and chewing and yipping and rolling. But you pick him up.
And his feet are just out. He scratched the shit out of my face. Oops, got my scarf.
I mean, that's just kind of the position that damn dog is kind of. You can get him down. You got to relax him, but his chest is flat. They call it swimmer.
He's just laid for so much.
He's a good boy.
He tenses up when you try to get him. But when you hold him and you massage his little paws, he you can feel him loosening up, you know, so he's not so tight. And I certainly hope that he doesn't bend his front legs unless you rub him, Karen. But if you're massaging his legs when he's on your lap, and he likes the pads of his feet to be rubbed, then he loosens up, and yes, he can bend his front legs, he can bend his back legs.
He's fine. It's just that his chest now, I think, because his chest is flattened. You know, when a dog is supposed to get that cave, that it went on too long. You know, his bones are developing. We're hoping with a lot of work that we can get it back together, but none of it is pretty. To do that, one of the best things, and I guess Diane came up with, is getting his feet. I mean, we're going to have to tie it together so he sleeps on his side. He just sleeps like that. He eats like that. He craps like that. He does everything like that to bind him up. And you can put his feet together. It's not uncomfortable for him. It's just more comfortable like that. And his hind legs to get him on his side to start sleeping like that. But at the end of the day, he doesn't like that. The other thing where Diane got us a good thing today, I said, we got to get that dog sitting because his hind legs are stretched out behind him. And it's really weird to put him in something without being too confining that we can, for lack of a better term, like a big piece of PVC pipe. That's not what we're doing, but if you can imagine sliding him down inside a big piece of PVC pipe and forcing his little hind legs together
Okay, good guy.
Because they're just outstretched now. It's not painful for him, but Diane's got a box in there, and we got to tuck his tail between his legs and try that. We're just trying not to do too much to him today. He's only been here a couple hours. He's pleasant as he can be. But.
Flower Monkey, I didn't know that you were a qualified veterinary nurse. I didn't know that. And so, yes, you don't have to ask if we would like any advice. You've got our email address. Please, if you need to do research or what, we will listen to any advice anybody has, because honestly, this is going to make me sound bad. If this had been my puppy, I probably would have already made a decision. Probably would have made a bad decision. I don't know that I could have watched. It's very hard to watch. He's beautiful, and you've got all my three in there running around, and this poor little thing just sort of has to scoot. It's sad. So we're going to do everything we can. If anybody can fix this dog, if this dog's fixable, Don Shipley can do it. He's amazing like that. He has so much patience. He don't have any damn patience with me, but he's got a lot of patience with animals. So we're going to give it our best shot. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But say a little prayer for us, because we're going to be working around the clock on Bear. Happy birthday, Highball.
Sniper.
No, not Warrior and Sniper.
My first dog was
All right,
Sniper.
we can name him Sniper.
We'll figure something out. Don't get your hopes up, folks. It is we'll take you through it, but it is that is a tough one right there. How that dog has been like that for that long, and there's nothing wrong with him. Dude, she is big on veterinarians, his hips, everything checked out. And she's telling him it is fixable.
He just went to the vet yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's just been in that position too long, and he's got strong legs. His little hind legs are strong as shit. His front ones are too. We just got to get him out of there. So, and nothing is going to be easy, because the last thing I like doing is making an animal uncomfortable, and especially something new that now I'm binding your legs and putting you in a confined thing, trying to force you to. I mean, it's just going to get tough around here. So
we're going to take you guys along, though. I said to Don we should document this, in case it works. In case it works, we should document every day, everything that we try, in case you guys ever come up on this. Maybe we can help out. Greg wants to know if we'd like a blind dog. So now Greg and Lynn have a blind dog, and we have a dog that can't walk. Make a good pair.
Herding Electric Chickens has that. We'll go back over there. Over what he's saying. We already got, it's unfortunate now, because she hit the nail on the head today. She works. That's why she was thinking of us. She has to, her and her husband have to leave every day and leave the dogs like that. And
she works. She said she tries to work the pup in the morning before she goes to work. And then when she comes home from work, I think they have 7 or 8 dogs. I mean, they're breeders. And in the evening, when she watches TV, she tries to work with him. But she says
it's been wet. So it's hard to get him outside. You've got to get him on some carpet or something that he can pull himself a little bit with. And so we don't know. Yeah, it's too bad that it's just pissing down rain out here right now. And still cold. Or we'd have him in the pool. Because that was our first thing that we thought. We'll get him, Diane thought, get him in the tub and shit.
That's what Herding Chickens is saying. And yes, his hips are fine. That's the vet told her that the hips are fine. And that's why the vet thinks that this is recoverable. So I have a bath mat upstairs in that shower. I'm going to put a bath mat down. I have a big jacuzzi tub. And I guess I'm just going to get in there with him. And some nice warm water, and see if it helps. Work his legs.
I think that we'll try a couple of things here. We're going to go back through all your comments. I see a lot of people writing up some stuff here.
Oh boy, it's everybody got snow. Janice has got snow. Red Man can walk on his freaking roof. The snow is so high, Red Man can just walk out there. And Boy Scout has got the most beautiful snow I've ever seen. The picture looked like it was taken from the back of his deck or something. You could see all these trees. You know how it looks when the snow really piles up on all the branches? That was absolutely beautiful. And Jamie, welcome back. We have missed you. I'm so happy to have you back. And the picture of the girls out in the woods today was that was a really good picture. I don't know where you're at, but at least you didn't have snow, so that looked good. And Robert, those sun-dried tomatoes, I sit and eat them right out of a jar, and they're packed in oil. Mark Bezek came down for Christmas and brought me, I think, 11 jars of canned tomatoes. And Dawn was laughing the other day. I opened up a jar and I just sat there and started eating them. So I don't know what's happening with me and tomatoes, but when I saw that picture up today, that's right up my alley. I've been craving tomato stuff.
I want to see Lamps talked about pandas having the same issue, and I can see that. I can see bears doing that, or pandas doing that. So we'll have a good look. And Canine Lover just texted me, said he can't comment on here. But I just saw one of your comments up there, bro.
Who?
Canine Lover said he can't comment on the site. But when we scrolled down before we went on, you were up there, so I'm not sure.
Are you on a phone? If you're on a phone, somebody called me the other day and said that they had to turn that thing sideways or something to be able to see all the comments. I don't know anything about it.
Right there. And Canine Lover, I reached out to him this morning because I figured Canine Lover, didn't know what to do before we went over there. I was looking for some advice. I would have asked Greg, but he's useless. To see if anybody really knew much about this, we were feverishly searching. But Canine Lover runs a gun store up in Washington. He's sending down a 20 gauge, a sweet camouflaged Remington 870, I think is what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. He sent some pictures, and nice, thank you. He's going to send that down to Greg. I'll probably never see it, or it'll take weeks for him to get it to me. But thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll check into that panda.
Robin, I'm glad you finally got a picture of. And it was good. You wrote up there yesterday. I believe you thought we could see it. It wasn't, but it's up now, so that's good. Did anybody see Trump cussing? That tickled us to death. It was here in Maryland, wasn't it? In Baltimore.
So, what better place to cuss than here in Maryland?
I've never seen him act like that before. He said the word asshole. He said full of shit. Doing that what he said or something? What did he say?
No. You're going nuts.
No, he said asshole.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Okay, he's wrong again. Google it. He said asshole.
I don't think he did.
I think he did.
I think he said something like kicking somebody's ass or somebody got their ass.
He said that too.
I don't know. We're all on this. Half of me outside of this pup swimming doing that is the. Is everybody? I'm sure you have seen this bullshit about John Wayne. If you don't know what I'm talking about, John Wayne did an interview in 1971. 50 years ago. And I guess he went a little heavy on African Americans, a little heavy on gays, and there was something else 50 years ago. And they want to remove his
Walk of Fame
star on inside Grauman's Chinese Theater. Remove him from that. John Wayne, 50 years ago. This is where some of this stuff is really, really going back so far into people's background, you know, and nobody out. That one just killed me today. Really, the guy's dead 50 years ago. He said that shit. Was it right? No, it wasn't right. Does it rate that? No, it does not rate that.
I just think removing all of the statues and all of the stuff, that's part of history to show our children today how far we've come. You know, you have to go back and read what really happened in that generation to know how hard and how far we've come. If you take all of that shit away, all they're going to know is right now. They're only going to know the present, and that's not history. And I don't know. I really disagree with taking all that shit down. I just think it's horrible. Horrible.
All right, stop making me nervous.
I ain't said nothing to make you nervous.
We're just erasing way too much stuff. I know Germany tried to do that, erase all that, left very few. There's very few things in Germany about the war over there, and I don't think that was cool. You're never going to get rid of it.
You're making me nervous.
You're never going to get rid of it. Okay, what are we at here today? What are you doing? Oh, so I guess we can go ahead and do the YouTube bit, because it's So I get a call. Speaking of John Wayne and gay people, I get a phone call from a civil rights. He's been a reporter for 40 years for civil rights and gay rights. All of it. And I got quite the education from that guy. He told me, he said, you and I are never going to see eye to eye on politics, but I saw what happened to your YouTube channel, and I think it's bullshit. And what happened to you happens to the gay community constantly. Whenever they put up a video, it is a mass flagging. Whenever African Americans post up, it's a mass flag. It's one of these things where these groups don't like what you are saying. And he said, I got the inside on YouTube, bro. And you got absolutely banned for Nathan Phillips. That's what they told me. I said, that's not what they told me. He goes, they lied to you. They do that stuff. It was over that John Kildridge Harrison. He goes, I'm telling you, that's what happened to you. You got mass flagged. And so I got quite an education on it. So if you don't like something on YouTube and you've got a little organization and you don't like the new gay thing that's come out there or whatever they're marching about or the anti-abortion, they will mass flag you. They will send out this insane amount of stuff. And YouTube is all basically computerized. It runs off of what they call algorithms. And they will pick that up. And as bad as it is, just bam. I was in a different category. He told me, and I believe this guy because I've heard it twice now from two big-time reporters, that they scoured my videos to find a reason to throw me off, and they found it with John Kildridge Harrison because I had put his passport photo up there. And I said, are you telling me that YouTube had people, live people, go through all my videos to try to find something? And he said, yeah, that's what they did. And they found it with that. But they told you it was that, but it was really about Nathan Phillips. You got mass flagged, dude. And the more we read about mass flaggings, they are ransoming people on YouTube. Other countries, other entities will get your YouTube channel and tell you, write you, and say, if you don't pay us X amount of money, we're going to mass flag you and have your channel ripped down. And if they don't do it, they do it, and your channel gets ripped down. That's how bad this shit is out there. So Democrats, Republicans, that's the way this is all going. But I'm getting a real education. I never knew YouTube really swung to the left or far or whatever. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I'm about done talking about it.
Sparky says that the Twitter army is working on our case. We talked about it, and I don't know that there's anything that can be done. I think that we're sort of small potatoes, to them. It wasn't to us. It took over 10 years. You don't just start putting up a couple of videos and have millions of followers. I mean, it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of knowing how to tag videos and stuff. So, and Don did that, but just years and years of working on that. And so it's really a bummer, but I don't think anything can be done. One thing that would be great, if you guys have got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you got, put a link to the site up there. Let your family and friends know about the site, because that sort of took away our advertisement, or to try to get the word out for our wounded warriors and our charity and all of that. So we've sort of lost our platform. So any sharing that you guys can do, just copy and paste, that'd be great.
No, there's a lot going on. I'm surprised. I don't know how many articles have been written. I made mention of what I believed back then. I believed it was about Nathan Phillips. I made mention that that's what I thought, but I didn't throw the smoking gun out there. But now it is, and people are running with that one now, that that's exactly what it was. And it's all coming to light, and YouTube doesn't care, because YouTube, you got nowhere else to really go. Vimeo, no. YouTube's it. But I guess looking into, people are sending me all kinds of stuff. They're taking down all the hunting videos, any gun videos, any, you can't comment on any family picnics with got kids in it. They're
But yeah,
just going
I told you Janice wrote that up.
Nuts. So I don't know.
And what didn't I tell you what Janice said was, I mean, it was a helpful website, you know, that gave people ideas and do-it-yourself stuff. And anytime there's a picture up there, they did not remove their YouTube site, but they removed, everybody can't make a comment now. That's what Janice said. Only because there were some pictures of kids. But
I have had 100 videos copywritten, blocked, banned in certain countries, taken down, removed. And that's another one of the scam. Is all you got to do. It's a tactic. Is all you got to do is contact YouTube and say, I own the rights to that, whatever is in there. We were even doing it to royalty-free music, trying to keep that up, and people will do that in YouTube. As soon as you do that, I mean, you're already shit out of luck. And then they have all the advertising on them. Oh, it's a terrible racket. Terrible racket. All you got to do is say, yeah, that stuff is copywritten by me, and Shipley's posting it up. So you can't do anything with it, but they can advertise on it. It's a scam. Either way, people have been sending me a lot. I mean, a lot. And I've been overwhelmed with this and all the writing and interviews we've been doing. And people are really, it's all over the place. And I got news for you. I got kicked down, but I ain't out of this one. We already got the plan. I'm going to make life a little bit tough on them chasing me around the internet, trying to keep me off. So I'm already coming up with my, you guys haven't seen that bit I did about YouTube prison. Wait till you see this one.
I'm staying out of this shit. I can't handle no more stress.
This one. I will tell you what, I'm already cutting scenes from Red Dragon. The guy that glued in the wheelchair. You haven't seen that movie. Red Dragon and plenty of Papillon. Plenty of the penal colony stuff. So it'll be interesting when I can do it. Now I've got the pup and...
Yeah, Janice, that's what it was. It was about homesteading. And it was an informative site on there. But I read an article yesterday. I think they are removing a lot of videos with children in it, and some of that I can understand because of the child sex trafficking and all the stuff that's out there in this world, crazy ass people. I can sort of get that, but then there's so many videos that are just so cute. You know, I love watching them. I post them to my Facebook page all the time. Kids saying funny things like, Charlie bit my finger, you know, with the little English kids or whatever it was. And the little girl that said she was going to kick the monster's ass. I don't know if y'all saw that one, but I love that stuff. No more.
I agree with Terry, and I've done it before. And usually I've lost. And some of them I couldn't even find it, that they had done it. They had just done it. It's just weird. You know, I had, God, I think I had 380 videos up there. Couldn't even keep track of it.
And so said Commando YouTube with hit and run and post and repost. Yeah, I sort of think that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, I just got to do it right. And I can't lose this because this is on YouTube. And
yeah, we have to have YouTube to come live to you all. That's why, and boy, the outreach of support and kind words and stuff has been awesome. Thank you all. But I don't, everybody's like, oh, hell, you don't need YouTube. You'll be fine. Well, we will be fine, but I don't think everybody realizes exactly we used YouTube in a lot of areas in our business for our charity, for the website. This, being live with you, goes through YouTube. It's private there. Nobody can see it but you all. But when the channel was taken down, Terry and Don had to work fast and furious so that we could come live with y'all last week.
That's why we did this channel. I've been telling everybody, you know.
But if they take this one down, then we're going to have to come up with something else.
I mean, we got a couple, so I've got to come up with another something. But
you know, we should have one of these guys make a big. Setting Elf's got a good cooking show. We could just start posting shit on Setting Elf.
I wouldn't do that. They're gonna knock you straight off of there when that gets. I wouldn't ask anybody to do that. They're taking people down that are even mentioning me. They are. Any of that Nathan Phillips stuff. All of it. The Nathan Phillips thing, good luck trying to find something that they haven't found already, because they're getting rid of all that shit real fast, and I wouldn't ask anybody to do that. And so I just played Bernath. I learned a lot from Bernath. Bernath did that. He just cat and moused them all the time. And Bernath was really good at tagging. I read one time that if you post a video on YouTube, your chances of getting 100 views, the average person, to get 100 people to see that ever, is about that much. And that's where you've got to know how to use the tags correctly. You put a video up there and call it Sally's birthday party, and good luck getting anyone to. So that's where I was really good. And then Bernath learned from me and would tag me in them. Phony Navy SEALs, Bud String, all that other stuff. So I've got to get this video up and play cat and mouse, but it'll never be the way it was, but it can be something. And the other one is teach people how to steal that video and post it up on their own shit. Stealing videos off YouTube is not a big deal. And that's where you get on there and you see Bud's 131, you go, oh, I still see your videos. Now that's somebody that stole mine. Or it's Bernath.
Well, ZZ Top wants to know what happened to the videos. I guess they're just gone.
I don't
Forever,
know.
or are they just gone?
Yeah,
No,
they're gone.
you know, for a long...
They could have given me an hour to pack my bags, you know what I mean?
For a while, you know, we've got all these little external hard drive things. And we tried, you know, when we first started this 10 years ago, we tried putting videos on there and stuff, and we were just sticking them wherever, and come to find out, you have to really be careful with these. They can't get too hot, they can't get too cold, and we're not too smart.
There's a lot of stuff that's gone forever, though. So that's not a big deal. It's just giving you an update. I'm tired of whining about it. I got better shit to do. Now I've got to get this dog ready.
Lamb Sar. I love your picture. I showed it to Don last night. Some girl standing there and said, oh, you are Sar? She's pulling her panties down and said, I won't be needing these.
Does anybody else think Canine Lover's been drinking a lot tonight or something?
What's Canine Lover saying?
He's saying he still can't comment. I'm reading his comment right here.
Terry, fix Canine Lover.
He says, I still can't comment on the live, but I'll survive. Well, your comment's up here, so either I'm dumb or you are, bro. I don't know what it is.
But you are commenting. Terry, is it just that he can't see it?
Leave him alone, because he's donating a gun down here. Let me get the gun first, and I'll start hammering him. What else we got?
Hell, I don't know.
I don't know either. Try to get a couple of your comments. We're dealing with this pup. He ain't going to be able to stay in here.
It's just
this long.
It's just really rainy and shitty, and I don't know. And now we got the pup that, you know, I'm certainly not going to take him outside and lay him on the soaking wet grass for any length of time. So I'm going to have to go in here, and I have a big roll of old linoleum that I guess they used in this house years ago. So I'm going to put linoleum down, carpet down, and try to make it a little bit of pea-proof.
Somebody's having to comment but stop the video, then go back. We just blame it all on Terry. That's all we do.
Terry, help everybody. Oh, Terry says he don't have a clue.
Terry always says that shit. Usually he'll blame it on you. So it's all your fault. And then
Canine Lover, I don't know what in the hell I'm talking about, but I had somebody on the phone the other night that said I can't comment, or I can't read the comments or something. And I was on the phone with him, and then all of a sudden they turned the phone sideways, And that fixed it. They could see it. So I don't know. See if you can turn your phone sideways.
Warner Springs, that's in California, right? Because that's where we did a lot of our third phase training up there. Was and Buds was taking over the POW camp there. Uh, I don't think we got our own SEER school. We might now. I don't know. But the one up in Brunswick, Maine, had a lot of SEALs at it. They would run it up there for all those guys. But I don't know.
Yeah, Flower Monkey, I said that to Dawn. I know you guys have seen them on the internet and stuff. We actually went over to another charity over here, Patriot Point, and they came in with one of those French bulldogs, and they had him like in a wheelchair. His back legs were just being pulled, but his front legs were walking. And I said that the trouble is, we need both his front and his back legs to get strong. So I don't think one of those things would work. But some kind of concept like that, yeah.
Well, Diane hit it today. She had done something just an hour ago. Said that when he sleeps, we've got to bind him up and get him to sleep on his side. But when he wakes, he goes right back to that. And then that's not good. I mean, there's got to be, we're going to have to work really hard.
We're going to have to work every day, all day here.
He can't go back to that position of comfort. I tried to roll him on his side today, and he was about having none of that.
Well,
and
woman,
it's tough. I'm not holding out here. We're going to give it absolute hell. But 8 weeks is a long time for his bones to have. Might be giving the sniper update and going, guys, it's all over today. No bones about that. We're going to give it total hell. So.
You never quit anything in your life.
There comes a point, where you're binding a dog and making it uncomfortable. I mean, it's gone on too long. I haven't inherited it. And feel right now I'm trying to polish a turd. I inherited this thing. And God bless her, she's done a good job. Who could have saw that coming? And he would have snapped out of it, but he didn't snap out of it. Now it's gone on too long. So, I'll do my damn best here, but I'm under. No, I brought that up to her today.
He's so sweet.
I said,
Flower Monkey,
what are you going to do with it? What was this? The last resort? We're going to have to put it down? And she said, yeah. I said, well, I'll do my best here with it. But it's the option for me as well. If this does not work, I'm going to have to put it down. And she said, well, bring him back or I'll pay for putting him. It was like, no. That's not what I'm saying. Understand that we're going to give it hell here. But
Karen, that's what she said, the same thing today. She said that sometimes she'll lay him in her lap watching TV and actually take his back legs like he's riding a bicycle. So we're going to do all of that stuff and see if it helps. But if anybody comes up with a good idea, that'd be great.
He just kind of fights you doing any of that. Said he wants to stay out like that, and he's very hard to hold. I don't know what it is. It's like holding a frisbee or something. I mean, he's constantly teetering around or something. It's very, you'd think that would hurt him, his chest being that flat. So I don't know. But we're going to give it hell, but I've got to, outside of this Chinese foot binding stuff that we're going to have to go near somewhere. But I don't like that shit. I don't like doing that. I don't want that dog in here just miserable all the time. I mean, that fucking, the closest I ever come to knocking my son's teeth out was when he brought Mujahideen down to our house. That boxer we had. And that fucking silly ass veterinarian had that cone on that dog's head. His ears stuffed, packed with cotton and up. And that dog would go down our walls. We had these knotty pine walls. He would go down that and that thing would just catch on everything. And he couldn't hear. I was so angry at him for doing that to that dog. I was like, get that thing off of him and get that shit out of his ear.
Well, everybody wants Dobermans and boxers, they want their ears to stand up, but I really think that most veterinarians will not do that anymore. And I think they still do the tail docking, but the ears was terrible. They were just wrapped up there, and they had to be re-wrapped, and they had a stick in them or something. So it really was the old girlfriend. It was the old girlfriend that wanted that. I never liked her very much anyway. But when they took it all those weeks and they took that wrap off, one ear stood up and one ear went down. That's every picture you see of Moose. That's what it is. One's up, one's down. It tickled me to death.
Put that dog through that.
Flower Monkey, I'm with you. I can't believe that we have known each other and been friends. You've been here from day one when we were doing the live view stream with Fooch and everybody. And it just seems... I can't believe it's been that long either. We've done it a lot. And there, when we first started, we were doing a live stream 3 or 4 nights a week, weren't we? And we've just been doing it for a long time now, so it's nothing. We just come in here and sit down and talk about whatever bullshit we've been doing for the day. But when you're first starting, you think everything has to be perfect, so... trying to keep the dogs quiet and everything being perfect. It was hard. And sometimes you just ain't doing shit. You just ain't doing nothing. You don't have anything to talk about. So that was tough. But we did that 3 times a week for several years.
It was all SEAL stuff. So it wasn't that hard. Answering questions for the guys.
It was hard.
You weren't on there.
I was on there.
No, she would make an excuse and get out of there real quick. And I don't blame her because she's sitting there while I'm talking about Hell Week.
Well, you used to make me dress up and shit and put hides on you and dress you up like a woman.
Well, that wasn't that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was just for videos.
Okay, we got to get Coda. Where is Warrior? Everybody's out. Everybody's just out.
Everybody's asleep.
And the sling, dude.
So,
you want to see something funny? Go in and get that sling I made today.
No.
You talk about some crude medieval shit.
Okay, I'll go get. I'm looking at this mama cat. We've got Scaredy Cat. The baby cat, Conan the Barbarian, is a sweet, loving cat. He likes the dogs. He likes everybody. But this Scaredy Cat mama is absolutely traumatized because of this little puppy that can't even skip across the floor. It's awful. It's okay, Mama Kitty. I'll go get the sling.
This is just in a couple hours of what we're doing. Diane come up with a good one. We'll cut a little t-shirt out. We took a child's shirt and cut the front legs really close together to get his legs down. And we cut the back ones out. And then you got to kind of cut a pee hole for him. And then we suspended him, and that just worked. It's just temp after temp. So don't laugh when you see this thing, because we're about that close. I mean, he actually did. I mean, he's moving around. I just got to balance it and get him like that. But, I mean, we're going to have to do something. He did not. He was okay with it for a little bit, but, I mean, come on, it's his first night here, and we're already hanging him from the rafters and shit. That's bad. That's bad. Say pup handcuffs. We have that. We've got this special kind of tape. We have to pull his things together. I got to get his hips. So we got ace bandages. I mean, a few rubber bands did the trick. Only hind legs, though.
Anybody want a piece of frozen pizza? Look at that damn thing. I forgot about it. We were all messing around with the puppy, so this was senior supper tonight.
Try a little bit. It's probably ain't too bad.
Don't eat that burnt damn thing. Yuck.
Ta-da! Ta-da!
So we had this thing. It's a cut-up pillowcase. And we laid him in here with his front legs off the front. Let me turn that way. Back legs off the back. And then Don took 550 cord, a carabiner, and hanging from the rafters of the roof.
It's a prototype.
Prototype.
It's a prototype.
You better get a patent on that thing.
I know. I'm going to make millions off of this. If you guys want to get it down on this and become investors in this thing, let me know. I didn't have enough power in my saw to cut these off, so that's why when I get the battery charged, I'll do that. I'm close. I mean, what do you need?
Yeah, we heard about the Velcro straps, and actually, Edzo, that cling tape stuff, she gave us a roll of that. I guess the veterinary gave that to her, so you can put the tape on, but it doesn't like pull their hair. It's not like tape. So I know that it sounds bad, but the woman on the internet, when I Googled it, she was saying that she used that tape just to sort of get those legs out in the front and the ones in the back, and that forced the dog to sleep on his side. And she just kept with it, and it ended up working. My problem's going to be me. He doesn't know us. This is his first night here. It has to be overwhelming, his first car ride today, and there's no way I can tape that little thing's legs up and put him somewhere.
Yeah, that's going to be the real problem. It's us.
Yeah.
When does he sleep? He's asleep right now. So what do we do? Okay, he's sleeping. Let's bind him up, and then he's awake. I mean, there's nothing good about this. We're going to give it absolute hell. That pizza isn't too bad like that.
Oh, for God's sake!
What is that? What is that?
I don't know.
Pineapples?
No, it was just a plain cheese pizza.
I don't know.
Shit.
That's my goofy brother calling. He's one of them. Listen to this sarcastic son of a bitch.
Oh,
right
please,
now.
I wouldn't do that. I really would not do that. You really would not do that. Do not put him on speakerphone.
My Secret Service brother.
There is no telling what in the hell he's going to say.
Probably telling me Trump was talking about me today, I hope.
There ain't a whole lot of people in our family that you could just instantly put on speakerphone.
Hey. Now he hung up on me. Bastard.
You sure as hell couldn't put us on speakerphone. I saw a thing on the internet today and said I'm the kind of person that you have to warn your friends about before you introduce them. I'm one of them.
Now, my brother is a...
Tina would appreciate that, Tina.
Damn it. My brother is different. He's a very matter-of-fact guy.
He's an asshole. Different's not the right word.
I gotta tell him because I know there's something good going on.
It was Kobe, Greg.
He's so me and him don't talk all that much, and when I was still in the Navy and all that other shit, not too much. So he was an Army Ranger. He's my youngest brother, youngest in our family. And I bet that little bastard didn't have that Ranger beret out of the box for a week. And he is jumping at 500 feet into Panama without a reserve parachute during that whole invasion. And he gets out after his stint in the Rangers. He becomes a Secret Service guy. And he's a counter sniper for the Secret Service. And he's big in it now. He's getting ready to retire. He's been at it for a long time. And that little bastard calls me one day in just this matter-of-fact way. I mean, he's just stone cold. You can see him on here in the Frederick, Maryland bust. As he joined us up there when I went and got that phony seal at that bazaar or whatever, Frederick, Maryland bust. And he goes, I go, hello. And he goes, as soon as I answered the phone, he goes, did you shoot a bunch of deer for... some kids? And I went,
was it AP Hill or something?
No. Well, why? Why do you ask? You know, I mean, I don't know if I'm on the big screen at the Secret Service. He just blurted it out, you know, and he's just so matter of fact. Did you shoot a bunch of deer for some kids going through some training? And no. And he was like, oh, shit, I work with a woman. She said her son went through some training, and some SEAL named Diane Shipley saved the day, resorted to shooting deer to feed them. And I went, oh, okay, that was right.
Yeah.
I thought I'm on the drones are over me and shit, but we're running the Sea Cadet training, and we took them up to AP Hill for a couple of weeks to get them away. Nobody could hear them scream up there, and did a great job, but they ran out of money. And we're going to have to stop the training. They didn't have any more money to get any food to eat, and that's on them. That's the Sea Cadets. It's their own thing. I'm here to run the training for you guys and do all that stuff. You got to get your own food with your own cadre and stuff like that. And so I just started shooting a deer at night, and they ate deer for breakfast, deer for lunch, deer for dinner, deer with spaghetti, deer with their eggs, deer, everything to keep the training going. And they got a lot of good training out of it. You know, taught them how to butcher and, you know, all that other stuff. But saved the day. But that's my brother. So.
Setting Alpha 3X, not extra large. That's not the same thing. 3X.
For what?
That's a secret. He wanted to know what size shirt you wear.
Underpants or shirt?
No, he wears an extra small underpants.
3X in the underwear department.
Extra small for the pants.
Get me some Duluth.
Oh, that's what Greg wears.
Does
Isn't it awful when I know what kind of underwear Greg wears?
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Caleb wears it too. Duluth. Duluth.
All right. Where are we at? What do we got going on here? Oh my dear. AP Hell been there, done it, ran over. Just makes them to cook, yeah. We called it the annual tree migration or the deer migration. Guys would hit it. Never mind. Well, that's my favorite SEAL story. I don't know if I told that on here. It's my favorite SEAL chief story. It's so stupid. I don't know.
You want me to answer that and put him live on?
No, I don't know who that is, but it's the thing starting. But the guys were running around jacking deer in a brand new government vehicle. And we did because we used it. We cooked them. And we would just all eat that stuff. These are the days where you wouldn't eat an MRE. You had to buy your own ramen. On operations, we bought all our food. Bought canned peaches, all that stuff. We didn't have that shit. We had to get our stuff to go out and do these exercises. So anyhow, he's in a brand new government vehicle. There's a bunch of them in the back. Some of the guys are driving. And one of the guys accidentally discharges that AR, boom, in that truck. And it goes through the roof of that brand new government vehicle. I forget what that thing was. Big. And they're like, oh shit, now what are we going to do? And the chief takes them right back to the camp, gets everybody out of the vehicle. And it's another guy driving, and he goes, all right, back her up, bring her back, bring her back, bring her back, whoa, whoa, whoa. And everybody's wondering what he does, and he comes back out with a chainsaw, and he cut down this tree and smashed it straight across that truck. Bloop. And he goes, all right, that one's taken care of. My favorite SEAL chief story. Bag her up. Bloop.
Well, it was like you and Greg and Mad Dog out there in the field when Mad Dog ran over the big old electric box.
What electric? Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And everybody got their truck stuck.
Oh, God.
Robin, that would be wonderful. Send it right on. How long did you, what's the highest you've ever jumped?
We did some really high stuff where we should have been on oxygen, but we weren't. But I don't think it's been over 25,000, something like that. We started playing. My first platoon was a free fall platoon. The head shed in that platoon were just absolutely insane free fallers, and that's just all we did. We jumped all the time, and so we got into the hey ho, hey low, and but that was back in the good old days, good old bad old days. 25 maybe, I think. But we did a lot of them where we would, I gave that interview to Grunt about not telling pilots you can't scare us, is we'd immediately get on those planes, those C-130s, and start pressuring those pilots to get us up even higher. You weren't supposed to, the standard jump was 12,500 feet, but we would push them into getting us up, and we'd be on the back of the ramp with these bailout bottles of oxygen, and you just flip the little tab of them. Everybody passing that bailout bottle around, and they'd get us up there. So more illegal shit. Breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules.
12.5. Called about a 60-second. Me, I just came down like screaming death. And kind of to 60, depending on how high you pulled. So,
Don't go, that'd be great. Yep, our address is somewhere on here.
that was the first time I saw in SEAL Team 2 chiefs go at it. One of them was a master chief. The other was a senior chief. It was my senior chief. It was faculty. And it was, we are just learning how to free fall jump. I mean, this is we're in school. But they would open the bird up to, other team guys would get on there, and everybody was jumping sport rigs. We were jumping these terribly unforgiving round canopies. And my platoon chief was SEAL Team 1. SEAL Team 1 revolved around Mike Faculty. I've done the videos on him about here. Nobody fucked with Mike. When you were in his platoon, you were it. It was just Mike. That's all you called him. Uncle Mike, Mike. And Mike was very particular about us. And he always set a great example. And so we jump out of that flipping plane learning how to do it. And Master Chief Davis is on board. And Herschel did not like riding a parachute to the ground under canopy. And Herschel, standard pull altitude was 1,000 feet. When we had to start waving off at 4 and pull at 3.5 to be under the saddle by 3,000 feet. And Faculty went after him. Don't you ever do that in front of my new guys again. You're teaching them, don't you ever do that. I mean, Herschel's on the ground in a couple of seconds, dumping it. That's how good he was. I mean, he was really skilled.
That's the reason his legs are screwed up, all that hard landing.
But that guy, my senior chief went at him. Don't you ever do that in front of my new guys again. So, yeah.
Hi, Irish.
Oh, where are we at here? We're getting close, and
yes, because tonight is a
Mad Dog's
kickoff of American Idol, and I like American Idol. Don only likes to watch it when it gets down to like 3 people. But I like American Idol, so that comes on tonight, and Walking Dead.
I think that tall ship was here.
No.
It came with that.
It ain't nothing. It ain't worth nothing. Somebody donated some stuff down here to the charity to decorate with, and that was part of the donation. Just she had her children's room decorated pirate theme, all pirate theme, their beds and all that stuff. So that was part of the decoration for their children, and I didn't have anything to do with it, so I stuck it up there, and now it's got about 3 inches of dust on it.
So Eric up there. Mad Dog, they're doing a series of books for every warfare specialty we have. It's a big production for the Navy of all the history and everything, and land warfare, air operations, submarine operations, diving operation, all of it. And Mad Dog is doing the Arctic warfare. He's writing that book. So it gives him something to do, and he's all excited about it. He gets all jacked up about that,
We'll get Mad Dog back on here. I think they're going to come down this summer. But he is excited about writing that book. Every time we talk to him, he brings it up. Writing this book, man. Writing this book.
I had to do something. I had to write something over one of our ops that we did in the winter warfare. And I gave it to Mad Dog to check for some reason. And he started chopping at that thing and doing his wordsmith thing. And the next thing I went, what is that? And he goes, it's undulating, going over miles of undulating terrain. I went, undulating. He was just good with that. Undulating terrain. I'll never forget him writing that. I guess it sounded pretty good. Undulating. Clancy Heitberg, would love to see you. No, I'm not. Pizza party in Norway. Yep. Clancy, we'll have to take a look at that and see. I'm not really sure who that is.
Somebody wanted to know if you knew Helveson.
No. No, I know what happened to him. We knew of him.
I'm getting it wrong because I don't think this guy's dead. Scroll down. Do you know? Scroll down some more.
Sorry if we can't keep up with some of this.
Well, number one, we can't see without our darn glasses on. And number two, this thing's rolling fast.
I think you lost it, Diane.
You want to know if you knew somebody. I thought it was Helveson.
Sorry, I will check that other name, Clancy, and see. We've moved into another thing with a SEAL buddy of mine. He's his name's Monty Heath, and he was one of my demo bitches. I went around with Monty, and I would take these new guys and just, they got an education in demolitions with me. Monty was one of my favorites. He was an unflappable guy, and I would just pull them all over the country running demolition courses. And Monty Heath is a pretty big deal in the charity world right now. And me and him he wants to get some guys down here, so he's doing some really good things. But he wanted to reach out to me after we were done. We hadn't spoken a very long time. And he's nervous about dropping that SEAL bomb. It's like, I've always been really conservative, you know, I didn't bring it up. And I went, dude, drop away. You did that.
Yep,
you did that.
Trucker Dean, bottle more wine. I said, no, that's who he is. You're a SEAL.
I know. You had to coax him out of it a little bit.
If you're a cop, you put down you're a cop.
If you want to establish credibility anywhere with what you're doing, you better start telling people, this is who I am. He was like, man, I wish I'd have talked to you 10 years ago.
Look at that cute thing.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Monty's a really good guy. Really good SEAL. So, what do you think, girl? We're going to take I guess I got to take this dog out under some cover and get him to take out the leak.
I think he already took one on the rug.
Did he?
I think so. Oh, Lord, we're in for it.
Wish us luck. Greg.
Thank you, everybody. Share the link. Share the link up there on all your pages and shit that you've got.
Greg, get ready because you're going to have company with your blind dog because we're going to bring this one over. You can watch it for a while.
Bye, guys. Thank you all.
Thanks. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you guys next week. All kinds of good shit going on. Oh, and I got the... we should do it. Oh.
What?
I'll get a little something up here tomorrow. I got a pile of phonies ready to go to publication, but I got an email 2 mornings ago, and it was from a paramedic in North Carolina, a woman, and she wanted to let me know that we had lost one, and it was Brian Keith Liston, that he was suffering from heart failure. She was in the hospital with him. They upgraded him and moved him into ICU. He was doing fine. They released him from the hospital, and she was feeding him and all this stuff, and he died at 1:42 the same day, and she wrote me that email and said, you know, just wanted to let you guys know in the community that Brian is dead. I've been dealing with that phony for, goddamn, that's the worst phony SEAL. I didn't speak too ill of Brian, but I let her know exactly who Brian is, and he's on here. That is the strangest human. I'll tell the story of Brian. I'll tell you how bad Brian Keith Liston is. Brian used to call me all the time and rat out other phonies. He didn't like anybody. He didn't like other phonies. He only liked it for himself. He would rat them out to me. Hey, just wanted to let you know, I was on Facebook. I'm going to send you this guy up here. He needs some Diane Shipley treatment. The worst guy. She never did write back, but I contacted, this all came out about Brian's ex-wife and the FBI. He's got a terrible FBI thing going on and all kinds of stuff. But I contacted his wife, and she didn't believe it. His ex-wife, she goes, I don't believe it. And she wrote me back a little while later, and she goes, yeah, he's dead. So,
not that we wish that on anybody.
no, it's just taking it to the grave that paramedic and her family, I mean, she's talking about all of them, have been great friends with Brian for the past several years and just wanted us to know. And I did not lash out like that, but I let her know that guy was never a SEAL, and he never served a single day in the Navy.
That's right. We can't have a 3-hour show. Walking Dead's coming on. We can't do a 3-hour show.
I'll get Brian up.
Anybody want a pizza?
You know, this isn't all that
Look
damn
at the
bad.
bottom of it. Oh, my God. Oh,
Food
God.
used to order his French fries all the time burnt. You know that?
No.
He'd say, can you burn my French fries?
All right, we got to go. Love y'all. Bye.